Welcome to All Things YouTube.
Hello, Internet. I'm Matt Haas, and we're finally talking about video, more specifically, cameras. Now, this topic has two areas. One is for video that you create on your computer and you upload to YouTube. That's a very common way to use YouTube. And it's a way that most people think is the only way. But there's also live streaming. So live streaming will be in the second part of this video. But let's talk about gear for creating video. You've got a lot of options. Your smartphone has an amazing camera in it, and it can do a wonderful job. And there are successful YouTubers that use nothing but their smartphone. Not many, but it is possible. One thing about the smartphone is the rear-facing camera or cameras on the back of the phone are much better than the forward-facing version. So if it's possible to get your footage with that superior quality rear-facing camera, that's what you want to do with your smartphone. You can also use the camera that's built into your laptop. It won't be the best camera out there. And yes, even Apple products have a not very good camera in them. But it is there's a camera built into most laptops. Point and shoot cameras, they have a video function. You can create video with them and the quality can look really, really good. A lot of people use DSLR or mirrorless large size real photography cameras that also have a video function built into them. That's the best way to do it. Oh, sorry, my set's falling apart there. That's the best way to do it. Those cameras are built to capture brilliant images and videos, just spectacular quality. And all of that can come through on video. And you can take advantage of all of the attributes of the lenses. Those lenses can blur the background. See, this background's nice and blurry. Well, that's because I'm using a real camera to do this. And it's easy. You know, it shoots right to the SD card and you can transfer your footage off of the camera via USB or pop out the the micro card and transfer it that way. GoPros are really good too. They tend to have a very wide angle lens, and when you see footage from a GoPro, you kind of know it's from a GoPro. That can be good or bad. Generally speaking, if you're a talking head, specifically a person just talking in front of the camera and nothing's moving, a GoPro might not be the best choice. GoPros do have an option of bringing the angle of view in closer. That might work a little better for you, but GoPros are great. Now, when we're talking about live streaming, there's a few more considerations. The webcams, for example, again, you can use the webcam from your laptop that's built into your laptop, but the Logitech brand is sort of like the big player as far as webcams go, although they're not the only ones. There's other companies that make a lot of good stuff. When you're dealing with a webcam, it's usually far better than the camera that's built into your laptop. And price sort of matters. They have low-end stuff, mid-range stuff, and high-end. You know, get the mid-range. If you buy the low-end stuff, it's really crappy. I mean, they make some that can only capture 720 pixels wide, and they're really awful. So just buy the middle tier or above. I have the Logitech C920S, and you know, it's the middle of the line, and it's good. It's good for what I need, for streaming, for live streaming. You can also use real cameras. You can use the DSLR or the mirrorless photography cameras that have video features. There's a few things you need to watch out for. It has to have what they call Clean-HDMI out. Essentially, the way you use a real camera for live streaming is the video that's thrown to the back LCD panel is pushed into your computer, and that back LCD panel should have no settings on it, like the ISO and other types of lens configurations that are thrown up on that screen, or that center rectangle which shows you the focus point. All that needs to be stripped away. Some cameras can do it, some cameras cannot. and then the HDMI out of the camera. That's how you get it into your computer. But you need to turn that HDMI into USB, which means you need a capture card. And capture cards come in these little dongles and other little gadgets that plug in HDMI on one end and USB on the other end. Or you can get an internal capture card for a Windows PC and capture it that way. One side note, in early 2020, Canon had a marketing announcement saying that their cameras can now take video footage directly from the USB port, not from the HDMI, meaning you will not need a capture card. And some Canon cameras and all future Canon cameras, presumably based on their press announcement, if it turns out to be true, you can get video footage directly out of it and directly into your PC with just a cable with no capture card. But that's what we'll see. Clean HDMI out. If you're playing that game, nothing will work if your camera doesn't have clean HDMI out. And there you go. A whole bunch of gadgets. I love gadgets. Okay, we'll leave it here. Definitely get the documentation. Go to allthingsyoutube.com/doc and have that in your hand while you're dealing with all this stuff. I've laid it all out for you. And the next video is always up on the top. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks, Internet.